Hello and welcome to On the Prowl. I'm your host, Austin Reyes, and with me today is the coach of the Hahnville Tigers, Coach Lou Valden. Thanks for joining us today, Coach.
Glad to be here.
Coming up on today's show, Coach Valden will break down Hahnville's Jamboree game against the St. James Wildcats. We'll also have Coach discuss last week's road game against the Salmen Spartans. Hahnville will be competing in a new district for the 2013 season. We'll get Coach Valden to size up the competition. We'll also take a look ahead to this week's game against the Rummel Raiders. So, Coach, you had a win against St. James in the Jamboree and a big win against Salmen on the road. Is that how you envision the start of the season?
Well, you know, we always play to win, but right now it's more important how we play as opposed to who we play. We're spending more time, and the same thing this week, we're spending more time concentrating on making a Hahnville a better football team than worrying about beating our opponents right now. When we get to district, though, all our emphasis is going to be on game planning to beat our district opponents.
Right. And what's going to be the personality of this year's Hahnville team? Are you going to be more of a running team, passing team, or defensive team?
Well, you always want to be a good defensive team. You always want to have great kicking. I think probably we're going to be more of a running team that takes uses the talents of Dylan Keller, who's an outstanding athlete, very, very fast. And we have depth at running back position, so I think we have a big offensive line. So we're going to be more of an option type team than we were in the past.
Right, you've got Dylan Keller, quarterback, new quarterback, Lynn Simmons, new running back, Taj Sky. You got all these new running backs, big stable of running backs. That definitely should help out the running game this season.
Well, hopefully, and we got a nice size offensive line, so we ought to be able to knock guys off the ball.
Right. Let's take a look at the Jamboree highlights.
All right, here's our offense in the Jamboree. Dylan hands off on the option to Taj Scott. It's a big run down there to the 5-yard line. Run a toss. Lynn Simmons walks in for the touchdown. Good blocking up front. We run the option. This time Dylan keeps it. Makes a great run, gets it down in the red zone again. Here we just run Dylan Keller. Good block by our wide receiver, and Dylan gets in for the score. Here we are on defense. We put pressure all night on the St. James quarterback. Our defensive line, who's young and inexperienced, has really been stepping up for us. We had good pressure in the Jamboree and in the game against Salmen.
And also very quick defense this year.
Well, that's one of the things we're built for speed defensively, not so much built for size, because we play more speed teams in our district. Great run by Lynn Simmons, very, very strong here, breaking tackles. We got guys blocking downfield. Fullback Oquan with a carry, gets it down in the red zone again. Jairus Evans gets in with the score. They run the toss. Taj cuts back. Good blocking downfield by Brandon Singleton. Picks up a big first down. Logan Martindale comes in. Quarterback throws to tight end Tyler Lamers, who makes a great catch and run. Gets a touchdown. Here we are defensively again, putting heat on the quarterback and freshman safety, Rashad Domino with an interception. And we get a big win in the Jamboree, but more importantly, I thought we played pretty well.
Great game in the Jamboree. You've got, like you said, big stable of running backs, so many different, all kinds of talent on offense this year. Let's talk about the Salmen game.
Okay.
Big win for first game against Salmen. Salmen was a very tough opponent. Hey, tell me a little bit about the road victory against Salmen.
Well, I'll tell you, week one's a hard game to win. And to go on the road in a place like Salmen, they're very, very tough. They were ranked very high in 4A. They're a physical football team. They have their running backs ranked number 2 behind a kid from St. August, one of the best running backs in Louisiana. And to go into that place, play on grass, which we're not used to, play in the elements, and come out with a win on the road was tremendous for our team. Great effort It was a war. It was a very, very physical game. We're a little beat up, but you know, we're going to live to play another game. But I was just very, very pleased of the effort and how we fought. We had a little adversity. We had a chance to put the game away several times. Didn't get it done. But I think we needed to be in a close game. We needed to play 48 minutes of football.
Right, 13-7 final score of that game. Great game, 2 touchdowns by Dylan Keller. Let's take a look at these first half highlights.
We're on offense. Everyone's covered. Dylan pulls the ball down. Get some positive yards. We are again. We roll Dylan out. He's got the run pass option. Throws a completion to Brandon Singleton. Here we are running the option here. He hands the ball off to Lynn Simmons. Good hard running. Running the option under center. Dylan keeps it. Gets a first down. Again running the option. Great run, positive yards. Our offensive line right here does a good job of coming off the ball. Dylan pulls, gets in for the touchdown. So again, he looks to throw. No one's open, so he pulls the ball down and gets a first down. Breaking tackles.
Dylan Keller, he scored both touchdowns for Hahnville. He ran both touchdowns in. How does having a quarterback that is extremely good on his feet help the offense as a whole?
Well, what it does is you can get in the shotgun, and now defenses have to make a decision. Is that a one-back offense or is it a two-back offense? If they consider that a one-back offense, because there's only one running back there with Dylan Keller, and they defend the pass, we can run the ball up and down the field. If they say, well, we got to treat Dylan Keller as another running back and count that as a two-back offense, then they have to put another guy in the box, and that opens up our passing game. So that's the good thing about having an athletic quarterback in a shotgun offense, which we didn't have the last couple of years.
Right. The game started out pretty slow. Weather conditions, you know, the field was grass, not used to grass. Players were slipping and everything. How big was his first touchdown, the second quarter for Hahnville?
Well, I mean, that was a touchdown that won the game for us. Our defense pulled the shutout. You know, Salmen scored on a defensive touchdown. So now I was disappointed we didn't make the extra point. And then I was a little disappointed in our kick coverage, but we worked on that this week for the Rummel game. But I was pleased. I was pleased we were able to move the ball up and down the field, but we left points on the field. We got down in the red zone. We missed a field goal. We got down there a couple of times. We had a chance to score touchdowns. We didn't get it done. We can't do that against the team we play this Friday night.
Right. Let's take a look at these second half highlights.
Here we are on defense. Bringing a lot of heat, bringing a lot of pressure. That's Fred Brown with a sack. Dylan gets a touchdown right here on a quarterback sneak. Todd Scott with a big run. They get some pressure on Dylan. He pulls the ball down. Get some positive yards. Here's Lynn Simmons running hard, running over people. Again, good blocking downfield, good run by Lynn. And Lynn's a physical runner. Todd's is different. He's got moves, he's got a lot of speed, but Lynn's one of those kind of guys that likes to punish the tackler when he runs with the football.
Lynn, so good at breaking tackles, very good at staying on his feet.
Very strong, very physical player.
Very smart player. All right, thanks, Coach. Coming up, we'll talk about this week's game against the Rummel Raiders, and we'll get Coach Valden to break down the new district. We'll be right back.
Time to wait, no, cause we gotta get it down for that old tick-tock come around. Let's do it, and we ain't living delay. So the time might slip away, it's no waiting. You can't ignore the pace, it's no shaking. The hands on the tick-tock, we gotta make it. No more time to waste, no more time to waste. Time is now, we got no more time to wait. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to On the Prowl. I'm your host, Austin Reyes. Coming up, we'll discuss Hahnville's next opponent, the Rummel Raiders. But first, let's discuss Hahnville's new district, 7-5A. New district coach, you got all new teams, Hahnville, Destrehan, of course, HL Bourgeois, Terrebonne, Central Lafourche, South Lafourche, East St. John, and Thibodaux. How is this going to change how Hahnville is going to be competing this year?
Well, first of all, we're thrilled to be back where we belong in the Bayou District. But all the teams play on Friday night. They all have great support. They all have a lot of tradition. They all field freshman and JV teams, so it makes it easier for you to build your program. So, we're thrilled to death. Now, how's it shape up? We really don't know a lot about the Bayou schools. Obviously, South Lafourche was the best team in the Bayou, so they're a pretty good program. A couple of the teams have new coaches, HL Bourgeois and Central Lafourche have new coaches. So Thibodaux's always got great talent, and then we're very familiar with our buddies across the river, Destrehan and East St. John. So I think it's going to be a heck of a district. On paper, looks like probably Destrehan on paper is the best team in the league. So, we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out.
So how does that feel, Destrehan being on top, going into playing against them? How does that going to feel, being the underdog in the district?
Well, I mean, we don't worry about that kind of stuff. We worry about Destrehan week 5. Right now, we got to get ready for the defending state champions coming to our place.
All right, Rummel Raiders this Friday. We got. How do you plan on improving the passing game against the Rummel Raiders?
Well, we work on it all week. We always, the important thing is, obviously we'd like to win. It's going to be very, very difficult. Rummel's a polished team. They're the defending state champions. They find a way to win. They're used to playing on the road. But for me, it's more important that we play better against Rummel than we did against Salmen. So we're looking to improve our passing attack. We're looking to improve, our kicking game and our kick coverage, the kind of things that we needed that we didn't do a good job on against Salmen.
Right. Thanks for joining us this week, Coach.
Okay.
And that will do it for this edition of On the Prowl. Next week, Coach Valden will break down the game against the Rummel Raiders. I'm your host, Austin Reyes. Thanks for watching.